5 Mega Drive games you definitely need to play. I have already made an earlier video with 5 Mega Drive games. I have 5 new ones in this one. So let's take it away.
Consider subscribing if you already haven't and hit the bell button to get notified when I upload a new video.
In my Mega Drive collection I have a lot of games, and not a lot of games are equally good. There are really good games and really bad games also in my collection, regretfully. But I have selected 5 games for you you definitely need to play, definitely need to own if you are a collector. Also, if you aren't a collector, you definitely need to own and play these games. The first game is a really pretty famous game. You see it about for 30-40 euros. I'm talking about a platformer game that is a really original one. It's a treasure game, and that stands for quality. I am talking about Dynamite Headdy. Dynamite Headdy is definitely one of the better platformer games out there. Maybe not the best, because I have another one in this list that I think is a itsy bitsy minor point more fun than this one. But this is definitely high on my list, and I play it regularly. Platformer game, I already said that. In Dynamite Headdy you have a couple of different heads, and every head in this game has a different personality, different character, and you can destroy enemies with those different heads. One head, for example, sucks your enemies. One head you can climb up walls. With another head you can bounce your head to enemies. There is a lot of variation, not also in the heads, but also in the playability. For example, you can get smaller or bigger in certain parts of the games. The bosses are really fun. It's so original. The story is you are a puppet and you have escaped from your puppet master. That puppet theme comes back couple of times in the game. That stage theme is woven through all of the game. It's original. It's definitely a quality game. The music is good. It's really recognizable. Yeah, I'm so enthusiastic about Dynamite Headdy. You need to play it. It's so much fun. It gets pretty difficult at the second and third level, but it's so much fun. I can play it over and over and over again, and I truly wish that they did a HD remake for this game. It would really fit my PlayStation 4 collection so well. There are not much games, not a lot of games that have this quality. It's superb. When I have to rate it, 9 out of 10. Definitely. My next game is not a really collector's item or something. I think you pay 30, maybe 40 euros for it. It's a brawler, slash, yeah, platformer. There are platforms in the brawler. Let's say it that way. 2 crude dudes. One remark in advance: it's definitely not the best game. It has some problems with the collision detection, and it's really weird that you sometimes get hit and while you're punching your enemy. That's somewhat weird, but it's fun to play. There is something about the game that is fun to play, and it's fun to be a big guy and beat up people. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's somewhat difficult. I really hate the enemy dogs and that snake of that. Is it the first boss? I think so. It's really annoying, but it's so much fun to play. And if I have a couple of minutes to spare, I'd definitely pick up this game. I play this regularly. I don't know what it is about the game, but it's really fun, although it's definitely not the best game around. Two Crude Dudes, Megadrive. Then the next game is a EA game, and you say, oh no, EA games, those bad sports games, and those, oh, they have game franchises that are just plain bad, last 10-20 years. Yes, you are right, but this is EA games in their best days. This is EA games that developed good games. This is EA games that developed original games. I have here in my hand a EA game, a platformer, brawler, no, a somewhat kind of Golden Axe type of game. I am talking about Blades of Vengeance. Blades of Vengeance is a medieval, wizard kind themed game. You can play as 3 characters. Those characters are in front of the box. The guy, the girl and the wizard. The wizard and the girl are not as strong as the guy. The guy is stronger. You can kill enemies with less hits with the guy. That's why I like to play as the guy. You can pick up potions that do different kinds of stuff. It's not really a superficial game. It's somewhat deeper. And I like that. The theme is really good. The music is not bad but not superb. But it's original and it's really fun to play. Difficulty level is good. It's not easy, but it's doable. Blades of Vengeance, yeah. For the Megadrive, yeah. What can I say about it? If you have played Golden Axe, then Golden Axe is more of a brawler. But the theme is somewhat, that's the reason, the theme is somewhat the same. But if I think, do I want to play Blades of Vengeance again, or play again Golden Axe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 10, or 10, then I choose Blades of Vengeance. It's a fun game, and it's not even that expensive to pick up. EA Games, Blades of Vengeance. The next game, yeah, I talked about Dynamite Headdy before, but I think there is the best platformer game on the Megadrive. That platformer game is, yeah, I think that a lot of collectors and a lot of players will agree with me. It's not that expensive. It's about 30-40 euros, so you can pick it up for a reasonable price. You definitely need to own it. I am talking about Rocket Knight Adventures. It's a superb game. If I have to rate it, well, for a platformer game, say 9.9 out of 10. The music is great, the graphics are great, it's original, it's playable, the difficulty level is exactly on spot, it's exactly right for me at least, and I'm not the best player, so maybe for someone else it's too easy. That can be the case. But that music, oh, it's so recognizable. That first level, that music sticks in my head. I lie in my bed and I think about this music. The music of the lava level that is reaching up and going down and going up and down again. That lava level has music. It's so recognizable. There is a lot of variation in the game. There are some kind of shooter levels, there are platform levels, there is a level with a cart that you have to ride and you go through a chicken shed and there's a chicken flying around. It has humor. If you are in the castle, you see people, enemies that have fire on their butts and they really run fast. It's really funny. If you look at the details of the game, for example, the first level, there is on the background you see a castle. That's the castle you travel next, and next to the castle you travel by a spaceship. That spaceship is in the background of the first level. The details in the game is amazing. There are two things I don't like about the game, and the first one is the controls. The controls of the rocket. You need a lot that rocket. You can charge that rocket, and then you can charge enemies. That's sometimes the only way to beat certain parts of the game. Use that rocket. Charging that rocket, it's somewhat quirky. It's not really fluent, and that I don't like about the game. I've played it so many times now that I can work with it. It's workable, definitely. Otherwise, I've given it a 10. The other thing I don't like is the slowdowns in the game. It's a Konami game. It's a quality game, no doubt about it. But I think if they have tested it on a Megadrive, they would have seen that some scenes there is a boss fight with a locomotive on a track, and that shoots things at you, light bulbs. You have to avoid that, and it becomes easier because there are so much slowdowns, and you can take advantage of those slowdowns. I think if they had tested it more, then they would have definitely seen those slowdowns. But yeah, if they would have fixed the slowdowns and fixed the other thing I don't like, the controls, then it would have been a 10 out of 10. This is definitely my recommendation if you want to play a Megadrive game. Rocket Knight Adventures. Oh, one thing, there is a sequel to this game that's called Sparkster, and that's not as good as the original. They fixed the rocket thing with the controls, but that's the only improvement they did to the game. The levels aren't fun. The fun factor is gone in that game. I don't know what they exactly did, but it is just not as fun. The graphics are somewhat different. Not bad, but no. Music graphics are definitely, and the replayability of this game is enormous, and that's not the case with Sparkster. Sparkster is €100. Rocket Knight Adventure 30, 40. Definitely pick up Rocket Knight Adventures. The next game is a funny story. The next game I picked up in a batch, and it's in really bad shape. When you want to have it, it's somewhat of a collector's item nowadays. You pay about 100, maybe 120, 40, 50 euros sometimes. It's a shooter, and that shooter is hard as hell. It's definitely one of the harder games I've seen on the Megadrive. It's it's a famous one. I'll show it. I don't have the original case, so I did a copy of printed out a case cover so I can really recognize it easy in my collection. This is Thunder Force 4. There are other Thunder Force games on the Megadrive that are not as good as this one. 3 and 2, I think, and 3 and 2 are totally different games. There is a top level. There are top levels in the previous games. That is not this. This is totally side-scroll shooter. But it's so hard. It's so incredibly hard. I tried to play it with the cheating device, 99 lives, and I got to level 4 or 6. I don't know exactly. It's so hard that even with 99 lives, I couldn't complete it. And you get 3 or 4 when you don't cheat. But yeah, the music is great, the graphics are great, the parallax scrolling in the background, the layers in front of it. It's just a good quality game. What can I say more about it? Yeah, you need to pick it up. It's a good game. and I hope you are a better player than me, so you can beat it, or you can get further in the game than me. But Thunder Force 4 is definitely, I think it's the best shooter on the Mega Drive that I've seen. Okay, I hope that these suggestions were at any value to you, and if they were, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I want to make more videos about top Mega Drive games to collect, gems, etc, etc, etc. So subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you don't miss anything. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!